Hi, I'm Matt Page from the Bible Films blog and author of the British Film Institute's book 100 Bible Films. And a few days ago, I got a chance to speak to Shahar Isaac and Vanessa Benavente, who play Simon Peter and Mother Mary from the TV show The Chosen. So you won't want to hear much from me, so let's crack on with the interview.
Hi, Shahar.
Hello, Matt Page.
Hi,
How are you?
I'm good, thank you. Guess one of the things I've really enjoyed about your performance in The Chosen is that it's such a long-term kind of character arc, and I think you do a great job of kind of negotiating the difference between Peter, the raw material, should we say, that first joins Jesus, and kind of where we kind of know he's heading at the end of the story. And I guess I was kind of curious how you negotiated that as an actor, how you kind of kept in mind, managed to kind of tread that path, because it's quite a fine path to tread.
I think first and foremost, I have the best map that I can ask for, which is the writing of the show.
Yeah.
From the first 4 episodes, the first thing that I read, it read very truthful, very genuine, very honest. And because we have the time, this medium allows us the time to develop the character in such a brick by brick way, and we can really explore and get to those places in a natural way. So everything that has happened to the character leads me to the next moment and the next phase of the
Yeah.
character. The responsibility that I get to be the leader kind of forces me to stop looking all the time inside at what's going on with myself, and to start looking
Yeah.
at others, opening my eyes and seeing that I'm needed. And I think
Yeah.
that responsibility of being needed pushes me forward to mature and to become that leader. But not to give too many spoilers, in season 5, that is tested. Everything is
Yeah.
re-examined.
Yeah. I was gonna ask. It was a little bit unclear as to where we get to on season 5. Towards the end, do we get to the kind of courtyard scene?
So in the Last Supper, we're told what is about to happen.
Right. Okay.
But we did not see. So I'm told that I'm going to deny. Uh,
Yeah.
but um, but I think the one of the main kind of shifts is that from arriving and seeing the fruit of our labor for the last few years coming
Yeah.
to fruition with this love that we're getting as we're arriving to the city, to what happens with the turning of the tables,
Yeah.
completely shattering all the success. So this sharp transition just leaves me in disbelief and not understanding why throw away everything that has been built.
Yeah. So that's quite a kind of challenge for your character, and
Yes.
and I'm kind of interested to how it works between yourself and Dallas in terms of direction. How much do you bring to it? Do you ad lib at all, or are you working strictly to the script and that kind of things? I guess the acting process
Every
for you.
once in a while, there'll be a moment where Dallas will invite us to play and create something. To be honest, Dallas is one of the writers, and
Yeah,
we honor the writing. I myself, as a performer, I want to I respect people who chose every word carefully, and
yeah,
I make it a point to try to be accurate to what they wanted to do. But at the same time, Dallas, you could not imagine a more collaborative creator director. He is
yeah,
all the image of Dallas that you see publicly is the image of Dallas working. He's the most generous and kind human being, and he's treats
yeah,
us with so much respect that if there is something that feels to us like goes against what he feels, it's always open. We're always doing things together and figuring things out together. And really, as a performer, I could not have hoped for anyone that is more kind and more inspiring and more generous, and oftentimes, also has good answers, like it has fantastic ideas and knows the story. He wrote the story, so he knows the direction, and so he's such a great tool to be able to use the one of the writers to in the playing of the story.
Great. Well, thank you very much. I think we're out of time now, so really appreciate you taking the time. Thank you very much.
My pleasure. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Next, I got a chance to chat to Vanessa Benavente, who plays Mother Mary in the series.
Hello.
Hello, Vanessa. Hi, Vanessa. Very nice to meet you. Really enjoyed your work on The Chosen so far. As I kind of said in my intro, I write about Bible films quite a lot, and I wondered if there were any other portrayals that you had, kind of you drawn on as part of your preparation for this role, or that you remembered from childhood, perhaps.
I made sure I did not see anything.
Right. Okay.
Funny.
Yeah.
It's funny enough because my mom asked me the same question. She's like, "Oh, are you gonna watch, something?" I'm like, no, because the script, when I first read it, it was just so new and so something we'd never seen. We had never seen her chatting with a friend before, just casually
Yeah.
mentioning her pregnancy. Just so it was fantastic. I thought, no, this we've never seen Mary like this before.
Yeah. No, it is. It's a really kind of interesting take on it. I was kind of interesting how your character role really, I guess, develops over this season that we're coming up to now.
Well, I think it's getting, the stakes are getting higher and higher. I think the thing for her, the challenging thing for her, is now preparing to say goodbye to her son. And how, I always say this is kind of like when a mom learns that her child has a terminal disease,
Yeah.
and you have, or at least this is what I imagine would happen, is that you want to make their last moments as joyful as possible, not fill them with more angst than what they're already feeling. It's just, you want to be a source of happiness for them. And
Yeah.
and how you navigate that with your own heartbreak, and like I said, saying goodbye slowly to your child. So I think that's the challenge for her and for me to portray.
Yeah. And how conscious of that is she, that that Jesus is heading where he's heading as
I
soon as he's
think
heading, I suppose.
he has shared enough with her that she knows his end is coming. And I used to think that she might not know exactly how it ended. However, I've changed my mind on that, because I recently read a book about, it wasn't a biography on her per se. It was talking about women in those days and how
Yeah.
they may have lived, right? And so the cultural aspects, the economic, political, and everything. And in those days, enemies of the state met one end, and that was crucifixion.
Yeah.
So the more he is shaking the status quo, and the more the powers that be are feeling threatened, the more she's feeling that he might end that way as well.
Yeah.
And so it's, it's one of the greatest fears. It's like when as parents, are dreading maybe an accident or some way that some harm might come to their child, and it actually comes true. It's
Yeah.
devastating.
And I guess I'm conscious that your character is often known as Mother Mary, and that obviously applies to Jesus. But there's also always a sense that you're kind of mothering the group quite a lot as well. And
Absolutely.
how does that work in this season with the different emotions, the heightened emotions in the group?
I think she has like a different understanding of what's going on for sure.
Mm.
And at least to the women, I feel like she's also acting as a bit of a mentor, because she's been through on this journey longer than anybody else has. And so she's learned to trust him, and she's learned that really there is nothing she can say to change anything that's going to happen, or anything she can do to change it. And I feel like she has a very strong sense of being just a piece of this bigger puzzle, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Like just learning to trust that this is for the greater good, even though what you're going through is like I said, devastating. So I feel like, yeah, she's kind of like the elderly wise man or woman in the group.
yeah. Brilliant. Well, thank you. I think we're out of time now, but thank you for your questions. That's been great. And I've
Thanks,
watched
Matt.
a lot of Mary's, and yours is definitely very kind of has a very unique place. So that's brilliant. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Right.
Great, well, thanks for listening to that. I hope you really enjoyed it. If you want to find out more Bible films related content, then please like and subscribe to my channel. You can also follow me on the Bible Films blog, which you'll be able to find if you Google it. Or you might want to read a bit more in my book, 100 Bible Films, which is available from Amazon and all other good bookshops. Thanks very much for listening. Bye.